A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development in the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, Russian President Vladimir Putin has expressed conditional support for a ceasefire proposal put forth by the United States. This announcement comes amidst a backdrop of escalating tensions and military operations in the region. During a news conference in Moscow, Putin stated, "So the idea itself is correct, and we certainly support it. But there are issues that we need to discuss, and I think that we need to discuss it with our American colleagues and partners." This statement suggests a willingness to engage in dialogue with the U.S., but it also highlights the complexities and challenges that lie ahead in achieving a lasting peace. Putin's remarks indicate that while Russia is open to the idea of a ceasefire, there are several crucial details that need to be clarified before any agreement can be reached. One of the key issues raised by the Russian leader is the necessity of addressing the root causes of the conflict, which he believes must be resolved for any ceasefire to lead to lasting peace. This reflects a broader concern within the Russian government that any temporary halt in hostilities could be exploited by Ukraine to rearm and prepare for further military action. The Russian president emphasized the need for a robust mechanism to monitor compliance with any ceasefire agreement, stating that it is essential to control possible breaches of the truce. This concern underscores the mistrust that exists between the two nations, as both sides have expressed skepticism about the other's commitment to peace. The potential for Ukraine to use a 30-day ceasefire to regroup and rearm remains a contentious point, complicating the prospects for a swift resolution. Putin's comments came shortly after the arrival of U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff in Moscow for discussions on the ceasefire proposal, which Ukraine has reportedly accepted. The diplomatic engagement between the two countries has been characterized by cautious optimism, with U.S. President Donald Trump describing Putin's statement as very promising. Trump has indicated his willingness to engage in direct talks with the Russian leader, signaling a potential thaw in relations that have been strained by years of conflict. However, the situation on the ground remains volatile. Russian military operations have intensified in recent weeks, with claims that Russian troops have successfully driven Ukrainian forces out of key positions in the Kursk border region. This military pressure appears to be a strategic move by Moscow to strengthen its negotiating position, as the Kremlin seeks to leverage its battlefield successes in any potential peace talks. Putin acknowledged that the U.S. has played a role in persuading Ukraine to consider a ceasefire, indicating that the Ukrainian leadership may be motivated by the current battlefield situation. He remarked, "Will all those who are there come out without a fight?" suggesting that the military dynamics are influencing Ukraine's willingness to engage in discussions. This recognition of the battlefield realities highlights the interconnectedness of military strategy and diplomatic efforts in resolving the conflict. As the diplomatic efforts unfold, Putin expressed gratitude to Trump for his attention to the situation in Ukraine and thanked leaders from China, India, Brazil, and South Africa for their potential involvement in facilitating a ceasefire agreement. This acknowledgement of international partners reflects a broader desire for a multilateral approach to resolving the crisis, although Russia has firmly stated that it will not accept peacekeepers from any NATO member states to monitor a potential truce. The complexity of the situation is further compounded by Ukraine's own concerns regarding Russia's intentions. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has criticized Moscow for what he perceives as a slow response to the ceasefire proposal, accusing the Kremlin of attempting to delay any peace deal. Zelensky's administration is determined to pursue a swift resolution to the conflict, hoping that U.S. pressure will compel Russia to cease hostilities. The U.S. has recently lifted a suspension of military aid to Ukraine, indicating a renewed commitment to supporting Kyiv amid the ongoing conflict. However, the Trump administration has also made it clear that it expects Moscow to engage constructively in peace efforts, with the threat of new sanctions looming over Russia should it fail to comply. As both sides navigate the complexities of ceasefire negotiations, the situation remains fluid, with the potential for both progress and setbacks. The coming days will be critical as diplomatic talks continue, and the international community watches closely for signs of a breakthrough in the long-standing conflict. The path to peace is fraught with challenges, but the willingness to engage in dialogue marks a crucial step forward in addressing the crisis in Ukraine. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.